Hello everyone, welcome to another update. Today is Friday, November 26th. The year is 2021, and I'm going to be going over the financial market report. I'm also going to go over the graph in our MyFX book. That's the account that's actually following our trades, so that way you can get an idea as to what's going on, how the trades are performing, etc. So we just got through celebrating here in the States the holiday of Thanksgiving. So this whole holiday week we saw the market moving a little slow. But now, especially if you're following our strategy, specifically current market movement, if you're following current market movement, you should start seeing profits right now as of pretty much yesterday, or the beginning of the day, 12 midnight my time, Pacific Standard Time, I should say. But whatever time that correlates with you around the world, you should already start to see profits forming. And I'm going to go ahead and show you all of this so that way you can get a better idea. Now, I want to make a comment about current market value and current market movement, which I will be showing you on the MyFX book. If you're taking current market movement, or I should say if you're new at this and you're not sure what you want to take, I highly encourage you to start off with current market movement. Now, why? Why is that? Especially if you've signed up with Signal Service and you're not sure which one to take current market movement, which is the shorter version of the strategy. And that's because you're going to start to see your profits a lot sooner. And what do I mean by a lot sooner? I'm going to go over that on later on in this video, so that way you'll get a visual understanding of what I'm talking about, because it is relative. It depends on when you take the trades, what's going on with the trades, excuse me, with the assets that you're taking, and things of that nature. So I'll go over that. But right now, I just want to go over a couple of things here. Notice on current market movement, there has been some consistent movements. I know some of you guys at the beginning of the month probably seen a little bit of inconsistencies with the movements, and that's because if you go back to the previous videos that I made, I talked about a total market shift, and that is what took place at the beginning of November. Those moves are a little bit they happen probably 3 to 4 times a year. So when they do happen, it's kind of like imagine a bicycle or someone riding a bike, and they kind of ride over a bump or a pothole, and they start to wobble a little bit. So that wobble, that rider is trying to regain their balance. And so that's kind of what you got going on in the market. You have the market kind of hit a little bump, and all the assets are just trying to realign themselves. And that's kind of what you have. That's what took place at the beginning of the month. But what you have now taking place is a lot of consistencies. You have some new trends that have formed, especially with the indices market. A lot of new trends forming in the indices market. We have a few new trends in the cryptocurrency as well, especially for current market value, which is it tells us a lot. It's letting us know that there's going to be some very heavy changes in the cryptocurrency as well. And for those of you who are interested in cryptocurrencies, we offer that information as well. So just contact us, visit our website, join our Telegram group. I know some of you guys, you get into the Telegram group and you're like quiet as a mouse, which is way different than what it used to be, especially when I first started back in 2016. It wasn't on Telegram, it was on the WhatsApp, and it was just, oh my goodness, off the chain, too much. It was way too active, actually. And that's because we were more focused on daily profits back then. So, but anyhow, that's the good side of doing this type of strategy. There's no need to really worry about this daily, oh my goodness, what's going on everyday thing. There's no need for that. You can actually have a level-headed mind. You can think clearly. You could just check on your trades and see what's going on. Now, sometimes you'll have some assets change direction. They'll take a new trend on current market movement. That's okay. Just get right back on it again. All right. If I use that same analogy with the bike rider, let's say that bike rider hit a pothole and he fell down. Just get up again, dust yourself off and get back on the bike and keep pedaling forward. That's the best advice I can give you. So we see some consistencies here on the current market movement. Now, I'm going to leave here because that's the only thing I really want to address right now without making this update way longer than it should be. So I'm going to go over to the next portion of this update, and let's see, I'll go over the assets that are being traded. Now, these assets again are huge lot sizes. I don't recommend you take these lot sizes, by the way. If you look at the different types of lot sizes that are being taken, especially with the cryptocurrencies, with the exception of Bitcoin, it's pretty huge. I don't recommend you take that amount, especially with Bitcoin. This is a special account, so keep that in mind. All right. Usually we'll take smaller, and it all depends on the amount of money you have, actually. So this account has a certain amount of money associated with it that allows for this type of lot size to be taken. If you haven't checked out the ebook, read the ebook Easy Forex Trading. I explain that in the ebook why that is. So I'm going to just mention it briefly here. It's based on your margin level percentage area. That's very important. So if your margin level percentage is around 2,000%, then you're good. It used to be 1,000. I'm working on updating that ebook, which I'm excited about. And I hope those of you who are serious about learning what it means to trade online, I hope those of you who are truly wise investors are excited about it as well. Not everyone's going to be excited about what I'm teaching here. That's okay. I'm not looking for everyone to be excited, just for those who this is meant for. That's it. I'm only here to teach those who actually can see the vision. That's it. So it's good that way. We're not begging for sales or members. We don't do that here. I don't do that. So there's no need for that. Life is way much more than Forex, way much more than investing online. Trust me. So there's way more to life than this. So if this is for you, then I highly encourage you to check us out. Now, all of these represents current market movement, guys. But if you looked at what was going on during the week, so let's take a look and see what was going on. I'm going to go ahead and collect these anyways. Not now, because it's going to extend the length of this video, and I don't want to do that. But let's go to my FX book. Now, I know some of you guys, I did get a question that came across my desk the other day about someone who was asking about my FX book. Do we still have my FX book on the website? It's not on the website anymore. I took it off. We're going to put it back on, but not anytime soon. I mean, I'm showing you what we're doing here. If this is not enough for you, then like I said a few minutes ago, then maybe this is not for you. And that's okay. If it's not for you, by all means, maybe something else is for you somewhere else. And then that's okay too. I'm not looking to get everybody in the whole Forex, industry and arena. That's not, trust me. Okay. Anyhow, so we have a couple of things I wanted to go over here, actually. This is a good visual example and understanding of what's going on. This is actually real time, just to give you guys a quick understanding of what this is. This is MyFX Book. What is MyFX Book? For some of you guys who don't know what it is, it's a third-party company. That means it's a company that has nothing to do with me. Just like Google has nothing to do with me. There's nothing I can do to make Google change their algorithm. You follow what I'm saying? So the same way Google has analytics for your website, if you own a website, you can sign up with Google Analytics and you plug in the analytics to your website, and the Google Analytics will start to show all the visitors that came to your site, what country they came from, what kind of computers they were using, all that information. Guess what? There's nothing little old Gabriel could do to change that information on Google's side, So the same way that works with websites, Google Analytics, the example that I was just giving you, is the same way MyFX Book works with MetaTrader 4 accounts. So if you have an MT4 and you want to see how your trades are doing, you want to get an analysis, well, you come to this site, MyFX Book, you plug it in to your account, and it'll the computers will do what the computers are supposed to do. Compute, analyze. They're going to give you all the information of what's going on in your account. Okay? So all of this information is a visual computation that explains what is taking place in the accounts that are being monitored. The accounts that are being monitored are 3 accounts right now. The first one here, you can see it's 16% growth. That's the one that I've been showing you guys. That's the purple line. In fact, they even give you nice little colors to associate with all of these. If I click that and click this off, you'll see that the purple one here represents the current market movement strategy. It's just the basic current market movement strategy. Okay. In fact, that's the account that you guys just saw. All right. Now, if I wanted to show you guys the current market value strategy, and I mentioned earlier I was going to talk about that, that's what you have here. Now, don't get scared. I know some of you guys are looking like, whoa, look at that. It's not working. No, that's a small percentage. That's not even a 1%, close to 1% drop. You got to remember, current market value is long term. And I'm going to talk to you guys more about that. But just keep in mind, that's current market value. So you're not going to see a great big growth immediately or a great big drop immediately. When you compare it to the other ones, you can see in comparison how small that drop really is. All right. And the last one here, we have another current market movement, that's CMM, current market movement account, high lot size. So this is the same thing like the first one on the list, but it's represented by lot sizes that are really huge. Okay. So there's a reason for that. And not only that, but it also has, like the other one, also has Bitcoin. Keep that in mind. Those kind of assets that will produce great gains also contribute to the amount of percentages that you see here. So keep that in mind. You might be plugging in your account. In fact, you know what? I should actually do a tutorial. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do a tutorial on how to plug in your account so that you can also monitor your progress with MyFX Book if you're not clear or sure on how to do it. I'm going to do a tutorial for you on that as well. Okay. So anyhow, let's take a look at some of these and see what's going on with the trades. And I mean, obviously we're seeing some great moves, but I also want to say something here. Okay. As I'm going over it. In fact, this is the main reason I wanted to go over this. Let's go and take a look at the first one here, which is current market movement. The first one here. This is what we saw, the purple one, basically. This is what the purple one represents. All right. So we see here, let's look at the dates. First of all, let's pay attention to the dates. I said it on a previous video. Just imagine this represents the beginning of November, even though it started on the 4th. I started this documentation so that I could show you all another perspective of looking at this documentation, different than the past. Okay. Okay, you're looking at that MyFX book, so you can see it for yourself. All right. This third-party company that's analyzing this account. So we saw that it started on the 4th. Now I want to go over a couple of things, because you're going to have situations that happen. You're going to have something called profit phase, drawdown, profit, drawdown. So there's a pattern, and you can see this pattern. You can actually see this pattern here visually. And this is what was taking place in the account. So that means the account actually went into a red. And like you saw it now in the blue, but it was also in a red. Now, this is very important for me to show you this, because for a lot of you out there, when you see the red, psychologically, you go crazy. The same way a bull goes crazy when they see red. You're psychologically, your mind just shifts into a whole different gear. And that's what you need to get out of. You need to become a truly wise investor and understand that you can't be moved by the market's movement. Don't let the market's movement move your emotions like that. That usually happens to those who are used to doing this short-term trading, and it does a lot of psychological damage, to be honest with you. But you can't allow it to happen, because I want you guys to see that this is normal. Now here, obviously it's zero growth because it just started. Now, the highest peak, so we started off on the 4th, it was at 0% growth. Then let's click here on the 16th, it went up. So we will call that profit phase. Now, some of you guys are going to be very happy if you started off that way when you first got in. But what about the person that came in on the 16th? Think about it. You look at November 16th. Now, what if the person that came in on the 16th placed a trade? And then they go to the next phase, which I'll jump to the 18th, which is drawdown. It's in a negative. The account was in red. That negative means that the account was in red. Now, what if the person that came in placed trades here on the 16th, and on the 18th they were in drawdown? What would go through their mind? What would go through your mind? I could tell you what used to go through my mind. Oh my goodness, the sky is falling. I'm losing everything. No, that's not what it means. If, this is a very big, important if you're going in the right direction. That's very important. If you're going in the right direction, that's not what it means. I've had people, I could say this a million times over, and I've had people that have come and gone, and some of them left because they were in a drawdown phase, and they said, wait a minute, I was in profit and now I'm in negative. What's going on? I'm leaving because the ship is sinking. Well, if you believe the ship is sinking, then there's nothing I can tell you to convince you otherwise. If you honestly believe that, I don't try to convince or persuade anyone to change their belief in what is going on with how this strategy works. I can only show you and go over the principles the best way I can, and the rest is up to you after that. Now, you see the drawdown phase on the 18th here. Now let's go up again. Got out of the drawdown phase, went into profit. An 8% growth. Don't you see the pattern already taking place? It doesn't take a rock. I like this visual because it doesn't take a rocket scientist. A child could see this. A child can see the up, down, up, down, up, down. And a child can understand what's going to come next. What's going to come next is going to be a drawdown phase. Here's the profit. Now let's go to the drawdown phase. What's the deepest drawdown phase? It went even lower than before. The deepest drawdown phase before that was a negative 0.87. Now we got a negative 2.34. That's a bigger loss in profit. Now, if someone's seen that, especially if they came in and placed their trades, let's say here, or even here on this day. And then they came here as of the 24th, which was what? Today's the 26th. So right before Thanksgiving, they were looking, if they looked in their account before Thanksgiving, but between the 19th and the day before Thanksgiving, if they were looking at their account, they would have seen lower, 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 and they would have freaked out and jumped. And guess they would have left. But look what happened right before they left. They would have left on the 24th, and then boom, guess what happens? The account jumps up. And they missed the opportunity. They did not hold on and realize the pattern. And that's what I wanted to really convey here. They left right when things got tough, right when the storm was out. And guess what? They jumped the ship. I don't know where they went. They probably sank below the sea. Who knows? Or found another ship. Hey. But guess what? The sun came out again. It came out. They missed all their profits. They missed all their opportunities because they, quite honestly, for lack of better terms, they freaked out. They freaked out because you got to remember, I'm going to go over this one last time, but with color codes, okay? This is, okay, here. Blue. When I say color codes, I mean this. It's in blue when your account is in blue, okay? This account is in blue. All right. Okay, so we got blue, red. Account is in blue. Account is in red. 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 Blue. What's coming next? It's not rocket science. It's not rocket science. Guys, I've said enough. For those of you who are serious about becoming a wise investor, that's all I'm dealing with now. I'm only dealing with, I'm not concerned about the numbers, how many members we have. We have our members, they're there, that's great. But if I get one wise investor who's really serious about becoming a truly wise investor, who's willing to do what they are, who's willing to understand what I'm saying here and actually do it and put it into practice, then that's great. That's all right with me. Serious. Like I said, life is not all about online trading and Forex. It's not all about that. Trust me. This is Gabriel, and thank you for your time. And remember, only winners invest in their minds for wiser returns.